I mean, Bren is a pretty.
We're back. We're live.
Yeah, so my name is Patrick Narsavage, and I'm joined by wonderful Robert Meadows.
Yeah.
And we have a round one modern. This is Mark Anliker on his famous Naya pile deck. And he is against Eric Baldus on Lantern Control, everyone's favorite prison deck.
I mean, so basically, people's opinions about Lantern is just very awkward.
It's very polarized.
Yeah. It's just like people don't like. People just don't like playing against it.
Oh, I agree. I've played against it. I hate playing against it. But people's opinions are, if they play Lantern, normally they enjoy playing it. They think it's a cool deck, and they don't think it should be removed from the format. Almost everyone else disagrees.
I'm okay with it.
I think it's fine. I think for
it causes play patterns that people just don't enjoy.
That there's also some people that have the argument of
time.
Yeah, like tournament integrity, or not tournament integrity, but tournament function, like tournament speed.
So like the old reason that Sensei's Divine is top.
Exactly.
It's like, so if basically if you can't play Lantern at a reasonable pace, you probably shouldn't be playing it, but people don't want to accept that because they want to play the deck they want to play. If you look at Sensei's Divine in top, in Legacy, part of the reason why it's banned because people who were playing Miracles shouldn't have been playing Miracles. Thus, having all this slow play, because I've seen efficient Miracle players in Legacy just like look at top, take like 2 seconds and be done.
Yeah, I'm not saying like Miracles definitely in the right hands was a efficient deck that could play exactly as it wanted to. Not everyone is that efficient though, and no one likes to admit they're not good enough to play a certain deck.
Oh yeah, totally.
And no one really likes to tell people that.
Yeah, totally.
Especially when it comes to Legacy and Modern, where people are going to play what they want to play, unless it's banned by the DCI.
Yeah, and also like another problem that causes by Lantern decks, like people who are playing against Lantern.
Your mic's cutting out.
Yeah, people who are playing against Lantern don't know when they're actually dead.
Yeah, so it depends. Like at an FNM, yeah, I'd probably concede to Lantern, but at a GP or at an Open, like there is a certain amount of time where you have to say there is a 1 to 2% chance that I can win this game, even through double lock piece. And actually, recently, it's slightly harder for Lantern to lock people out now that they don't play Ghoul Caller's Bell anymore. So they're just trying to lock people out with Bridge. And honestly, I think if Bridge goes, I think Lantern goes. I don't think the deck survives without Bridge.
That's fair.
But here, we see a very interesting card from Mark here. You know what that Planeswalker is?
Arlen Cord.
It's Arlen Cord.
And then I forget what the flip side is.
Moon Touch?
Arlen
touched
Cord,
by the moon?
Arlen
Embraced of the embraced
yeah.
by
I know
the
what
moon.
I actually know what the front side. I know what the front side does by memory. I know like the back side is a buff and bolt and flips back, and the last part is a all emblem that basically makes all you do pingers based on their power.
Yes.
Something like that.
Something like that. It's on the screen right now.
Oh, cool. You know what? I like to challenge myself.
No, I did it yesterday when we were watching. It was a Jund mid-range deck that used a lot of -1/-1 counter synergies.
Yep.
But here, I think we're pretty close to seeing the lock from Eric.
I don't know. Mark has a lot of creature burn in his hand and lightning bolt.
So the thing is, Eric has Bridge in his hand.
Yeah.
So next turn he can play Bridge. The real question is how much
else of his hand he can empty out.
We only has 2 cards in his hand.
Yeah.
So he's going to draw a card. And he's going to go 3 cards in hand. He's going to play Bridge, go down to 2.
Yep.
And because he has 4, and then his other card is War of Invention. The real question is how much artifact destruction does Mark have in his main deck? Does he have...
has a...
Your mic is, like, really... Here, grab the thing. You have to, like, hold that and make sure it's right.
It's Casper, guys.
Sorry about that, guys.
Casper was haunting us.
Slight technical difficulties, but... Eric, I'm assuming, is playing the Witchbane Orb, which he can whir for.
Yeah, he has a few.
And so he probably has 1, is my guess.
So he might just draw this Dark Slit.
Oh, yeah, he definitely wants to draw this Dark Slick Shores, because then he can just play Bridge. He'll only have 1 card in hand.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And Mox is fine.
Yeah, so he's just going to play Bridge here, is my guess.
Yeah, I would... What's Pivot Needle on?
That is a good question. I actually don't know. We're trying to figure out what...
Yeah.
Oh, it's on Quasali.
Oh, that's smart. Heads up play by Eric.
Yeah, very, very heads up play. So that means basically Mark's artifact destruction in his main deck is turned off.
Yep.
So I actually just think Eric can lock him out next turn. Bridge plus Witchbane Orb is going to turn off really all of Mark's ways to deal damage to Eric.
Yeah.
Unless I'm trying to... Mark plays some weird cards. So there's a chance he has like a random...
An Arlem
thing.
Emblem wouldn't do... Like, Witchbane Orb just like gives Eric Hexproof.
Correct.
Yeah, so if Mark does have to kill... I don't think Mark can kill Eric this turn.
No,
I could be wrong.
No, like, there's literally nothing that Mark has in play that can attack through this bridge. Eric only has 1 card in hand.
So what... Wait, what Mark can do, okay? He can use Knight of the Reliquary to get Kessig Wolf Run.
Okay.
And go to combat and start attacking with birds, and after before damage, just start pumping bird with Kessig.
It's true. That is some... Okay, so we found our out, so to speak. And he got the... I mean, yeah, like, that's his out to victory here. So then Eric needs to find a way to deal with his birds or deal with the Kessig. So he's at 10. He can basically just control his draw step. So maybe here he just whirs for another Pithing Needle. And he can just use the Codex Shredders to control...
He needs to... no, he needs the Whirl to get the Witchbane Orb so he doesn't get hit by all the burn that's coming.
There's no burn in
Mark's
hand. See, I don't understand why we're milling that Y on the Coddle. We don't care about that Y on the Coddle right now. Yeah, so he's worrying for 1, and I'm pretty sure he's going to grab Pithing Needle. And that's going to name Kessig Wolf Run.
So, I mean, if Mark can start...
Yep.
Mark may just start trying to start flipping and unflipping the Huntmaster. That now?
Yeah, okay, so that's an out. There are a lot of non... This Kessig Wolf Run has actually been a real pain in Eric's side, because now he can't get Witchbane Orb.
I mean,
so he's deciding whether he's going to name either Kessig Wolf Run or Arlencord, and I don't think you care about Arlencord right now. Like, not at all.
I mean, so basically now he does have to find... He still has to find Witchbane Orb.
That's true. So so now he's going to name Arlencord. So he's said he doesn't care as much about the Wolf Run.
That might be a misstep here.
Well, there's Ancient Stirrings, which is a nice... That's a Pyxis of Pandemonium.
Yep.
So I think Eric probably has about... I want to say 2 turns. The other problem with Mark trying to flip his Huntmaster over and over is he's not ever going to get to 2 spells.
Yep.
And Eric is going to be very aware of the fact that he doesn't need to cast 2 spells.
Wait,
the Huntmaster should not have flipped yet.
Why is Huntmaster flipping?
Didn't Eric cast Word of Invention? Can you ask them?
Yeah, like...
Yeah, so why did it flip? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They're figuring that out now. Okay, so yeah, Mark had thought that Eric cast Word of Invention on his end step, when in fact Eric cast it on his upkeep.
Eric's at 7.
Yes, Eric's still at 7. So we can attack with the birds here. So this is a slow burn. We can deal 1.
No,
sorry, we can deal
2.
Correct. So we can deal 2. So we just need to either find... So now we have to find like another pithing needle to name Keswick Wolfrun. I don't know exactly how many of these decks play. I'm going to look it up.
So I think Eric's now realizing that he probably should have named Wolfrun with the pithing needle.
So the problem with that is then Mark can activate Arlencord and then Emblem Arlencord.
When does she... I forget when she ults, honestly.
I believe it's 6. So that would be 2 turns.
But then, like, he has a lot more outs to that than a Kessig.
His out there is Witchbane Orb. I don't know the exact contents of Eric's list. He could have some number of...
He has 2 more worlds.
He has 2 more... Shouldn't he have 3? They play 4.
He has 3. He has 3 total. I looked at his list earlier.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So now he needs to find another pithing needle. With this, he can't find an abrupt decay if he has it. So that's going to be it. Mark Anliker is going to take game 1
with Naya Pile.
With Naya Pile over Lantern Control. There's some interesting decisions there. I think... I don't know what Eric's supposed to name with the pithing needle there. I think he was correct, because I think that Arlencord was 1 turn faster. And...
No, the Arlencord was probably just faster in general, because everything pings Eric's face, dead.
Yeah. And that's so.
And Knight was really big at that point.
Yeah, basically as soon as Mark gets the emblem, Eric's gonna die. And so I think he had 1 or 2 turns to find an answer to the Keswick Wolfrun, or even if he just kills the birds, then it doesn't matter. Like the Keswick Wolfrun really wasn't the problem. It was the fact that there was a 0 power creature in play.
Yeah.
That Eric could attack, or that Mark could attack with.
Yeah. Now for post side, I imagine just any hate that Mark has for Affinity that would be coming in.
Yeah, any just artifact hate. So if Mark has things like Stony Silence, if Mark has
Kataki.
Yeah, Kataki.
Kataki.
Why are you saying it like that? That's weird.
It's just the way I say Kataki. I know Eric's sideboard is like 2 ley lines, 4 or 3 Seal of Primordial.
That is a lot of Seal of Primordial.
1 Pyroclasm, 1 Collective, 1 Prophecy Nose. That's hot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at some generic Lantern Control lists right now.
So how do you feel about Lantern players starting to incorporate Sorcerer Excanta in their deck?
I think it's a very good card for them in that kind of matchup. You can fill your graveyard pretty easily with things like
Mill Rocks.
Yeah, with Codex Shredder, Mox, Mishra's Bauble, and just casting discard spells. You don't have fetch lands, which makes it like a little awkward, but you're still inherently filling up your graveyard.
Yep.
And so once Search is online, as just another mana, which can be helpful in some spots, it also provides a source of card advantage that you don't normally have.
And like you can always fail to find with the.
Yeah, you can definitely fail to. Well, you can just not activate it.
Well, like you can search, see if there's anything you want, and fail to find, so you don't like clog up another card.
Exactly.
In the game so you don't. It's for bridge.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then you can also... It's just another way to find your critical lock pieces that you need. Unfortunately, it does find where. Well, I don't know why. I was thinking Ancient Stirrings for a second. But it does find where. It finds everything in your deck.
Yeah.
Except for lands, which by the time you're activating it, you don't need. So Search for Escanta is a card that I really like incorporated in this deck. Probably for slower matchups. It also... is really good against control decks when you sideboard into the Tezzeret package.
That's hot.
Yeah, Tezzeret is a card that you're kind of really relying on to beat, especially decks like Blue-White Control, because if I have a Gideon Jura in play and I have a Gideon of the Trials emblem when I'm playing Blue-White Control, Lantern, I'm pretty sure just cannot beat me without Gideon, without Tezzeret.
I mean,
I'm looking through the list right now, and they just don't have a way to beat that.
I mean, they can just pit the needle, give Gideon of Trials.
They can do that, but
I'm saying before it comes into play, so
yeah.
you can emblem.
Yeah, but we can also I can play it, and then I can bounce that with cryptic commands.
I mean, I'm saying there's lines. Like,
it's a lot easier to because once I have that Gideon, they have one. Even just when I say Gideon of the Trials, they have one Abrupt Decay to kill it, and they don't have a way to dig for that Abrupt Decay.
And then like if you get draw,
and then if you get Gideon Jura, they just can't kill it.
Yeah, you right.
So.
Yeah. So, game 2 here.
Yeah. Again, I don't know the specifics of either deck, so we might see, especially from Mark, we might see some hot ones.
Maybe a Baneslayer Angel.
Well, that's in his deck. I don't think it's a card he really wants in
Maybe
this matchup.
Maybe an Obstinate Bailoff.
Again, another card I really don't think he wants in this matchup.
It's Mark, though.
You're right, it is Mark, but you have to give him some credit. He knows what he's doing, and he knows what's important in the matchup, that being basically Ensnaring Bridge.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Do you expect Mark to keep a hand that doesn't have a way to interact with Ensnaring Bridge?
I don't know.
Which I think is what I don't see a good way to interact with Ensnaring Bridge.
I think I see
here.
a Pride Mage or two.
Is there a Pride Mage? I thought that was a Knight.
I could be wrong. Technically, Eric sees the top card of your deck right now, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's information. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's not something that we're gonna look at. That I guess we're gonna worry about right now. I mean, it's regular. We had a player accidentally draw an extra card last night.
Really?
And they wouldn't let me tell them to take it back, and I was really annoyed by it. But
man, I wish I could draw extra.
That was partially because we got involved with something else. So one thing that Mark does have going for him is he has a large amount of fetch lands in his hand, which are weirdly okay against Lantern Control. It lets you kind of hide your draw steps. Although I believe Eric has both Witchbane and Ensnaring Bridge in his hand.
This game may get hard.
The Witchbane might be a Pixis. I'm not. Those arts kind of seem kind of similar to me, but I think he has a Pixis, a Witchbane, and a Ensnaring Bridge. I know about the Pixis and the Bridge.
Yeah, there's one Pixis. We knew about one.
Oh no, he just has double Whir Bridge.
Oh, that's I
so
mean,
he has. Yeah, he has them.
Actually, no, he doesn't.
Why not?
He can't. Oh, yeah, no, he's drawing Dark Slate. Yeah, he can.
This was triple Spire. Like, it's going to hurt, but he can play everything.
He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Oh, land.
So he doesn't want...
Oh, wait, no, he can now use the Bobble, too. Because, like, before he didn't have enough for X equal to B4.
Oh, yeah, but you have to imagine at some point, like, he doesn't need the Witchbane Orb right away. So he can easily try to find another artifact, because his deck's literally just cheap artifacts and ways to find slightly less cheaper artifacts.
Now Mark cares about the top card.
Yes. So I'm trying to get a look through Mark's deck. I don't see anything highly unusual.
Alright.
Is Mark double fetching here?
Yeah.
Okay.
For
some reason I didn't see the second fetch, and I was like,
yeah, no,
wait a second, that's an extra land.
He did it all at once.
Okay. That's always good. So we have a Knight here. That's going to let him find any utility lands he might want.
Like Kessig.
Yeah. Although without a Birds or a Hierarch, Kessig is virtually irrelevant. You need a 0-power creature to make that actually do anything. Because you have to assume the only way Eric wins this game is by Bridge. I don't realistically see him winning the game without Bridge. And next turn, he'll take 3 to do it. But if Mark, like, finds a creature, which it's not like his options are...
Thalia seemed late.
Actually, Thalia's not bad here.
It's not.
He can crack the Canopy to draw the Thalia.
It depends how much Mark really values Thalia in this matchup, I guess. It doesn't seem to be...
It's still decent because it
requires
requires him to, like... Eric's deck is entirely non-creature spells, but apparently he doesn't value it enough. We're going to see a fetch here. Get rid of it.
Valued it. I think.
Yeah.
What's Mark's game plan here? That's a real question.
So, Mark's hand, I believe, is Horizon Canopy, Bolt Helix.
What's his game plan?
Oh, this is so brutal for Mark.
Wait, no. Pixis Exile.
Exactly.
Oh.
Pixis gets to exile this, so we don't even get the flashback on the Ancient Grudge. That's just sad. So what's the other card in Mark's hand? Is it just another land? So yeah, we're gonna see Mark just go on the burn plan right now, while there's no way for Eric to find the Wishbane Orb. And then Mark's just basically out of gas here.
Now, like, what's going to happen is Eric's going to exile the top card, and then Mark's going to shuffle with Knight.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. The real question is, does Eric want to draw that copy of Ancient Stirrings? And I think he does. And now he also gets to shuffle away the Starksilk Storage, which he really doesn't want. Or maybe he's not maybe he's not worried about Witchbane Orb yet.
I mean, yeah, because he
if he wants to exile Ancient Grudge, he can't get Witchbane Orb. Because he has to tap Pixis to do it.
Yeah.
So maybe that was a defense for doing it on the end step.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think like Eric really cares about burn right now.
No, he's at 11. If he does want to cast Whir, he does have to take 3 from his lands, which is kind of annoying for him. So we're going to activate Pixis. Do we see the shuffle in response? We do.
I hope Ancient Grudge gets shuffled back to the top.
That would be
hilarious.
That would be a coincidence. That'd be pretty funny. Oh, I think what we're going to see here is a Whir for 1 in response. Get another Pixis and exile Ancient Grudge with the Knight trigger on the stack. Which that's a really nice play from Eric. And also doesn't hurt him that much because he has the other Whir in hand. He is getting to a point, though, where he does have to worry about burn because he has 8 and his only blue sources are all essentially pain lands for him. So I think his next one will be to find the Witchbane Orb.
Yeah. Totally.
There should be one more Pixis in his deck. I'd be very surprised.
Because it's a 4 of, right?
It's 2 of, normally.
It's going to be one of the sad moments if he took it out.
Did he take the other? I'd be very surprised if he took the other.
I mean, like, this is such a heads-up play by Eric here.
Oh, he sideboarded the other one out. That's unfortunate. And Thornbus, I agree. Should have word with Bridge. It is not a mono artifact. So we're getting Welding Jar.
Yeah, I like that.
So Welding Jar does essentially the same thing as Codex Shredder here. It makes 1/2 of the Ancient Grudge if it comes irrelevant.
Yep.
And so personally, I would have much rather gotten Codex Shredder. It lets you control draws more, and it essentially does the same thing here. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah. Because you just mill the Ancient Grudge, then shuffle, then top card's gonna be exiled. I don't want to let.
You don't even need to mill the Ancient Grudge. I honestly think he'd rather have the Ancient Grudge somewhere in the deck than in the graveyard. And Codex Shredder just lets you control his draws more.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame Eric sideboarded out the second Pixis.
Yeah.
I mean, he said I think I heard him say he didn't think he would be able to like
be in this exact situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's not many times where you find yourself in this position. Oh, I need to whir for Pixis.
Who said that?
Yeah. So Canopy is a very interesting draw here, and it's one of the reasons I would have liked to get Codex Shredder.
Yeah.
If there's a really good card on top of Mark's library, Mark can essentially fight over it. So there's a Codex Shredder, which is nice, which we can...
I mean, look at Eric's painful mana base.
Yeah, he needs to get Witchbane Orb soon, or at least another Codex Shredder, so he can stop Mark from drawing
More cards.
more burn spells, because that's all he cares about right now.
Yeah.
Either ways to blow up Ensnaring Bridge, or burn spells.
Or Birds of Paradise.
That's true. Or birds, or noble. So we're spell bombing here.
No, eating a spell bomb.
Or yeah, we're eating spell bomb here, and we're holding up Whir of Invention.
Yep.
I think I might have wanted to cast Ancient Stirrings first, because I think you really want that Codex Shredder.
Yeah, I can see that. But, like, nothing's... Eric doesn't... Oh, God, no. The Scoos can attack.
Yeah, he does need to do Whir before combat. Yeah, and which is what he's going to do. He knows what he's doing.
Get
So he goes to 5. No, I think he needs to get... Witchbane Orb here.
Oh, yeah, just, like, be safe from everything.
Yeah. Then all he cares about are 0 power creatures. He's worrying for 1. So maybe he boarded out the Witchbane Orb? I mean, Mark isn't necessarily a burn deck. He doesn't always have the burn spells. So I guess boarding out Witchbane Orb could be interesting. And there is Stony Silence in Mark's deck, so that's notable if we go to a game 3.
Yep.
Are we getting a certain... Is there a certain land we're getting here? No, we're just getting another fetch land. What's the point of getting a fetch land here? We just get to grow our knight for some reason?
Yes, we do.
That's actively bad for him, unless he finds a way to blow a bridge, but the Welding Jar in play isn't looking very likely. So, well, there's a actual threat. So there's another 1-cost or 0-cost artifact that Eric could be worrying for here besides... Oh, I know why Mark's doing this now. He's
hang on.
he's doing all of this in response to the Whir, because Eric can get Pithing Needle and name whatever. And there's no chance Mark has to respond to that.
Yeah.
Once he lets the Whir resolve.
So Eric may just get Pithing Needle and name Kesse, or I don't know. What's more likely?
At this point, I would get Codex Shredder. I think Codex Shredder is the best 1 to 0 cost artifact he can get here, unless he wants to grab another Welding Jar.
All right.
If he has another Welding Jar. But I think the 1 Welding Jar backed up by 2 pieces of... Or 2.5 pieces of controlling your draw step, because you can sack the Lantern.
Ooh, okay, that's another good hit for Pixis. Because that's another zero attack creature.
Well, it's getting exiled.
I know, I'm saying that's a good hit by...
So he's going to draw Stony Silence. Oh, Lord.
This game got awkward.
So now, so this is the reason people don't concede to Lantern. You can randomly have certain sequence of cards that allows you to win this game. Now, I don't know if this will allow him to win this game.
Yeah, so this was not... Mark was not at a point where, I would have conceded.
But I'm just using that as an example for why some people don't concede to Lantern. Other people say
I
they should've.
concede to Lantern when it's 3 Mill Rocks and a Lantern.
You realize they only play 5 Mill Rocks now.
Yeah, I mean, so 3. If they have 3 out,
yeah,
then I'm probably losing.
Yeah, so...
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm confused here. Now we need to figure out what Eric's game plan is. I think
find Seal of Primordial.
He needs to find Seal of Primordium, which he can't.
He can start...
He needs to draw to Seal of Primordium, which he's going to go to 4 to cast.
He's going to mill himself.
Yeah, he's definitely going to mill him, or he's going to mill away Arlencord.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one to mill, too.
That's true. Okay, so upkeep, we draw a card from Bauble.
Yep.
And we draw an island. These are all... Why are we tapping the blue source? You have a Whir of Invention in your hand.
He doesn't. I don't think it. I don't think.
So to me, this means we don't have Witchbane Orb in our deck. If we had Witchbane Orb in our deck, I really think he would have searched for now, seeing as he's at 5.
All right, so now we're just going to be sitting here doing a lot of nothing.
That's true. Also, he needs to start getting cards out of his hand.
Yeah.
Because he really... There's a chance he just can't cast this Thoughtseize. He takes 3 to cast Thoughtseize. But now we're just going to sit here until Eric finds either Seal of Primordium or Mark finds a way to blow up Ensnaring Bridge.
Twice.
Doesn't know. You can't activate Welcome Jar.
Oh, yeah. Never mind, I'm done.
Yeah. So... Or even until... Because Eric can cast Thoughtseize and go to 2, but then we just die to Bolt.
You're right.
So I think what Mark's actually trying to do with these night activations is he's trying to... find... he's just trying to thin his deck out.
I like that.
And so we got Ghost Quarter with this. I don't actually know what you want to Ghost Quarter here. Why are we Ghost Quartering the island? I'm pretty sure they play more than one island. And that Thoughtseize was a horrible draw for Eric. Like, I would do that in his draw step, at the very least. Because I want that Thoughtseize in his hand.
Oh, yeah,
I want
here.
him to be forced to take 3 to cast a card when he's at 5.
All right, Seal. Glimmer Void.
That's a decent draw. So we're going to...
Ancient Stirrings in his hand.
Is it Ancient Stirrings?
Yeah.
I thought it was Whir. Why are we not playing the Glimmer Void?
Because we don't have to yet.
Oh, because if he gets Academy Runes, he wants to get Academy Runes. What's that white card?
Seal of Pro...
I also think... I'm very confused. Ooh. Bridge is a very nice draw. If he gets the draw. I don't know what would stop him. Maybe another Ghost Quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's game.
Why is this game? Just because we don't want to play... Oh, it's Porphyry Nodes. Thank you, I'm assuming, Billy Caminos.
Yeah, Prophecy Node. It's like...
It's Porphyry Nodes. It's, basically, is it the lowest CMC creatures destroyed every turn?
No, it's like Drop
or
of
the
Honey.
Highest. It's the reverse of Drop of Honey, if I remember correctly. Yeah, destroy the smallest creature every turn, and then if they're tied, you choose. When there are no creatures, sacrifice Porphyry Nodes.
Yes.
All right, so...
I know Drop of Honey, though. Why do I know that?
Oh, Mark got
yeah, because he's just going to draw Kasali, blow up Bridge.
Oh, there was a Quasali on top of his deck?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see the Quasali on top of his deck.
Yeah, that's why we conceded here.
Oh, apparently it's a plane-shifted Drop of Honey.
Yeah. I told you it's exactly like Drop of Honey.
Don't know $200 legacy cards.
I only know it because I'm in a group chat with Morgan.
Oh, God. That's his favorite card. But yep, so that is going to be round 1 going to Mark Anliker and his very favored Naya pile deck.
It's foiled.
It's completely foiled, triple sleeved. If you see it, it looks like a commander deck. And I'll agree with you. I don't know how... Your name looks like Tice, like the Hearthstone streamer, so I'm just going to call you Tice for now. If you have a better pronunciation, please tell me. I'll agree. I kind of disagree with some of his choices there, too. I think some of those were based on we don't know exactly how he sideboarded.
Like, yeah.
And part of also that was Mark got lucky with the Stony Silence showing up exactly where it did. If it was one card higher or one card lower, then that game is completely different because he never gets the opportunity to draw the Stony Silence.
Yep.
So, and that's kind of one of the things you'll see with, like, the matchups where Lantern's involved is players just sometimes hope that happens. I know I have a match that I'm never going to forget where I was playing in an RPTQ. I was playing Burn. My opponent was on Lantern. And I needed just 3 burn spells in a row. And it didn't happen. And then there was a very like egregious stack involving Spellskite, double welding jar, and 4 bolts, which I screwed up the math on.
I think you told me this story before.
You were there.
No, I didn't pay attention.
Okay. Well, yeah, you were there for that one.
Yeah, I was actually playing in it, so I couldn't pay attention to you. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I remember against Lantern before.
Oh, he just has the same first name, so yeah, I can just call him Tice. It's great.
I remember against Lantern before I thought to use my own Lily out of my hand to swing lethal with Goyf.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's it.
So Tice, I think he has to mill the bird there because the bird and the Kessig Wolf Run resemble a threat that Eric really can't deal with. He's not that good at interacting with creatures, especially small ones.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
so
Eric probably brought in like some number of decays here. Just as
probably.
Maybe. Who knows?
But other than that, guys, that's going to be round 1.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be too much longer. We only about 15 minutes left in the round.
Yeah, there's only
and
like
this is modern, so it can move kind of fast.
or slow.
I don't think we have any, like... Lantern is the deck I'd expect to go the longest, and they're over.
That game was pretty quick for
The
Lantern.
game was pretty quick, but we'll see. So you guys don't go anywhere. We will get back with you in just a few minutes.
We have ice cream.